Coming up on today's show, we have an awesome stroganoff recipe, really easy and quick for your family to enjoy. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Ferrer.
And I'm Laverne.
And today, Aunt Nettie has supplied us with an awesome stroganoff recipe. I can't wait to get at it. And then you're telling me that you made these chocolate turtles at home on the farm.
Yeah, growing up. So Ninetta gave me this recipe again that I kind of forgot about it. We talked about it. But yes, it was your grandmother's recipe. Chocolate turtles, and they don't take very long to make at all. So that will be fun.
Awesome. Okay, let's get started.
We're going to start with the beef stroganoff here. I'm going to put my skillet, turn it up here, and I'm going to put just a little oil in there because what we're going to do is we're going to brown our beef.
Okay.
I did go ahead and cube beef. The recipe says you know to have round steak. I had a roast, and so I cut up the roast. The roast is a little more tender. It won't take quite as long, you know, for the beef to be soft.
Okay.
So. But you certainly can use anything that you have. You know, if you have round steak, like I said, this was a rump roast, you know, sirloin, anything that you
Is
may
cube
have.
steak something that you could use?
The cube steak, I don't know why you couldn't. It is going to be, you know, tenderized already, so it won't take very long. But you want them in about 1 inch cubes. It doesn't make too much difference. You don't have to worry about the size of it, but you know, kind of more like bite-sized bits of beef here. So
Okay.
I'm going to just put it on the plate here, and I'm going to just season it a little bit with some pepper and salt. And it says from about a pound and a half to 2 pounds. So just whatever you know you have. If it isn't going to be quite at 2 pounds, you're going to be just fine.
Okay.
And one good tip when you're cutting roast or steak into smaller bite-sized pieces, if you have that a little bit frozen yet, you know, not very hard, but just a little stiff, it's so much easier to cut. So that's what I did, and it works well. So I'm going to just roll that in the flour now here.
Any seasoning in the flour or just straight flour?
Just plain flour there. Like I said, I seasoned the beef a little bit with pepper and salt.
Okay.
And that there you just need to do to taste, whatever you like. So we'll just coat that, and then we're going to just want to brown that.
Okay.
And while that's browning, we can mix our other ingredients that we're going to have to put on top of it while it's simmering.
Okay. Now, stroganoff is a unique recipe that you can use different sides to go with it. You know, if you want noodles or rice.
Mashed potatoes.
Yes, mashed potatoes. It pretty much can do what your family enjoys there.
Absolutely. You know.
And change it up from time to time so it's not always the same too.
Yeah. And that's what makes it kind of fun. And you know, if you make it and say you made mashed potatoes that first night and you still have some roast left, I would, use some stroganoff, but you don't have mashed potatoes, go ahead and make some rice. You know, you could use, you know, minute rice, and it just takes a few moments, and you'd have a quick supper, you know, going the next night. So, and you can just go ahead and season that a little bit. Okay, well, we've got the last bit of our beef here coated. Put it in the pan. And it doesn't take very long just to brown it a little bit.
Okay.
Just gives it that little extra flavor in there, browning it versus just putting it in there without, you know, coating it and with flour and just seasoning it. I like it better this way.
Okay.
So then while that is browning on us, we can go ahead and we're going to open a can of cream of mushroom soup.
Okay.
And we're going to save that label. Okay. And it asks for a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. So it always sounds like I've had a drink or two when I try to say that. We'll put that in there. and 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And I like to put it in a bowl and just mix it up so that when I put it in over the beef, you know, it's already all mixed and you don't have to worry about, you know, the soup nut being all diluted with the ketchup and the Worcestershire sauce there. So.
Okay.
And it does ask for a half a cup of water, so I'll just put that water in our soup can and kind of get that out of there.
I'm sure you can get that can cleaner than I can.
I probably had more practice at it and stuff, so just go ahead and mix that, and we can put our ketchup in there.
Okay.
Might need a little smaller spatula if I can find that one to get that out.
So this is a recipe, I mean, the preparation is very easy, doesn't take very long. How long are we going to cook this before this meal would be ready to serve?
You probably are going to simmer that about an hour.
Okay.
And if you use round steak, I'm going to say you probably might take a little longer.
Okay.
Because you're going to just simmer. You're not going to have it on very high heat.
Okay. So you're going to drop the temperature once this is brown probably to about 150 or so?
Right, at that 150, 200 degrees.
Okay.
So it really makes it nice putting it in an electric fry pan. And that, because it's easy to control the heat well with that.
Do you have to stir it often then while it's simmering?
Not often, but definitely you want to do it, you know, maybe every 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
And that, so. Well, our roast here is just about all browned. And we'll also put, it asks for a cup of onion,
Okay.
and a chopped onion, and a clove of garlic, which I took a clove of garlic and minced that, and I put that in, just mix that in with the onion already. So we're going to just mix that all in here. There we go.
All right, yeah, that meat is almost all the way brown, so. So the prep time on this is very easy.
It doesn't take very long at all. And it is something that, you know, if you do have leftovers, it heats up so good, nice, and, you know, it's just as good that second time around.
Okay.
And if you do put it on, like you start with potatoes or rice or noodles, whatever, and then maybe the next time you serve it, have something different, you feel like you got a all new whole meal again. And that stuff. Not so much like leftovers. Okay, I'm going to just turn that down a little bit, and we're going to add this to our roast or steak. And after this simmers, just right before we serve it, we're going to, about 5 minutes before, we're going to add 2 cups of sour cream.
Oh, okay.
And just mix that up there. And you know, when you have your lid on and you're simmering it, you're going to create steam and moisture, so it will keep plenty of liquid there, you know, so it's not going to get dry on you.
Okay.
So just stir that up.
And while this is making, we're going to be, again, like you said, going all the way back to when you were a young girl on the farm making chocolate turtles.
Yes. It'll be an interesting recipe. There might be some people out there that has seen this already or made it, but I think it's probably going to be relatively new for a lot of people. Okay, so we're going to put that on here and just let that simmer. And like I said, I'm going to turn it down to about that 200 degrees.
Okay.
Okay, I have all the ingredients to start mixing our chocolate turtles.
Okay.
But first, let's just go over and stir our beef stroganoff here.
Okay.
And that is really looking like it's getting nice and soft there. So we can just cover that up for a little bit and let's get started. Here, the chocolate turtles is made in a waffle iron.
Okay.
So that's where it gets the kind of the turtle look.
Right.
Because you're making it in a waffle iron. And what's nice with that, you can make those cookies. It could be 100 degrees and you're not going to have to heat up your oven and you can make some good cookies.
Okay.
The kids love to make these too. We're going to start with half a cup of or a stick of soft margarine or butter.
Okay.
And I certainly do prefer the butter. And 3/4 cup sugar. Put that in there and then let's just cream that just a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to add 2 eggs.
Now, this is a recipe that you made on the farm growing up.
Yes, yeah, long.
It's a recipe that your mother taught you, and I'm sure she probably learned it from her mother.
It's I don't know how far it goes back, but being we use a waffle iron, you know, we can't go back further than they discovered the waffle iron or
That's
invented
true.
the waffle iron.
But I would think this is probably one of the original waffle irons that we have here that Aunt Ninetta is loaning us to make.
Yes,
So it's probably an original model.
it is.
But it works, so
It works.
why get rid of it?
Absolutely. So we added 1 egg in there, and we're going to just beat that just a little bit. And I'm going to add the second egg. And I'm going to just scrape that bowl just a little bit here. And with the chocolate turtles, you can frost them, or you don't have to frost them. It's whatever you like.
Okay. What kind of frosting would you use if you do frost?
Just a chocolate frosting. You can use, cocoa brown powdered sugar and a little butter and just a little bit of milk. And then what I like to do is then I like to put it in the microwave and heat it up, and kind of cooks like fudge. It's almost like a fudge frosting.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. So we got that mixed. We're going to add, it says 6 tablespoons of cocoa.
Okay.
Cocoa powder. So we're going to put that in. And a cup of flour. And a teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay. And how many cookies does this recipe make?
Well, you're going to get a couple of dozen out of it. It's not going to be just too many, but you don't make the cookies just real big. And it only takes 50 seconds to a minute max usually for the turtles to be done.
Okay.
So it doesn't take very long at all, and it goes very quickly. So we get that blended up there, and it's going to be, the consistency of like what you were going to make regular cookies with.
Okay.
Just mix that a bit, and so to me, right away when you take them out of the waffle iron and you eat them warm, it's just like eating a crispy brownie.
Right.
So, and that's some of the times best part of a brownie is the edge of it where it's nice and crispy. So now you have your whole cookie is crisp and it's like a brownie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got that out, and you can see that, it's just a fairly stiff batter, and that's what we want. But before we do that, I'm going to go over and make a couple of cups of minute rice,
Okay.
For our stroganoff. So I've got our water boiling, so I can just take that off and add the rice. And I'm just going to make 2 cups here. But 2 cups goes a long ways. Stir that up here, and by the time we got our cookies made, all that's going to be done. I'm going to just take that off. With those kettles there, that stainless steel, if you have it on, and that heat will just suck it the lid really tight and it won't want to come off very easily. So we want to do that. Okay. Oh, that iron
That's
is
a hot iron.
It is. So we're going to just take, you know, a little tablespoon there and put that on there.
And you probably could make these as big or small as you wanted. I mean, obviously, this is a pretty big iron. You wanted to have a bigger cookie, you sure could.
Yes, absolutely.
Are we making a frosting with these tonight?
Well, you know, I have the ingredients ready to go with that. It would be easy and quick to do it, so I think we just might.
Or we can also just dust them with powdered sugar too.
Absolutely. I think that would be a good idea, make them look really nice. So
Okay.
flip that up and put that down. And like I said, it's just going to take about 60 seconds, so we're going to want to not do too much here while that's, you know, cooking. I'm going to put you in charge of that. So while I go over and check the stroganoff, I'm going to put the 2 cups of sour cream in there.
Okay.
And that, so. And yes, I'll just use my and just mix that in. And like I said, while we were cooking this, and being it's been, you know, it's well over an hour, I did add just a little bit of water, you know, about another 1/4 cup, you know, to it, so it was getting pretty much cooked up, but that's all it took. And I'll turn the burner up there. And how are our turtles coming?
I think they're pretty much ready to come out.
Did you take a peek already?
I did.
You did? Okay. All right. Let's see, a little bit soft yet. Let's just go just about another 10 seconds. There we go.
Well, they smelled good, so I was ready to take them out.
It smells like brownies, doesn't it?
It does.
It smells like you're
Absolutely
baking
does.
brownies and that. So I'm going to finish stirring this here, and then we just want to get this heated back up to, you know, a good simmering, you know, you don't have to make it, you don't want to start boiling it, but just that it gets to be hot again.
Okay.
And that, so. Do you think we got it about 50, 60 seconds now?
I think we're surpassed that. We're good to
Okay,
go.
all right. So we'll just take that out. Oh, yes, they are. Okay. So just look at that. You think they look like turkeys? I mean, turkeys. I don't think they look like turkeys. They might, but turtles.
They got some bumps on the back, so I would say turtles before turkeys.
Yeah, right. Can't you see the grandkids loving to do this?
Oh, definitely.
And that, so, okay.
They'd be in charge of putting the powdered sugar on, though. That iron gets to be very hot.
Yeah, you wouldn't want them too close to that. So we're going to, here, I'll let you go ahead and dust the cookies like that. And I think, you know, just dusting with a little powdered sugar is just a really neat idea versus, you know, you can do the frosting also.
Well, I don't know about my dusting capabilities.
Okay. All right, let's check our rice here. And we should be pretty much almost ready to be able to put that on our stroganoff.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. It looks like our rice is done. So let's just put some rice on our plate here, and so we can add our stroganoff.
Okay.
And like we talked about, you certainly can do whatever you like if you prefer noodles or mashed potatoes and that. And now this is nice and creamy here, and we're going to just add that on top.
Well, it smells great, and this absolutely is a meal fit for royalty.
Good. Okay. And then, you know, a person can just add you know, your vegetables and that on there, which, you know, it's just makes you feel, doesn't make you feel very guilty about eating that then, you know, when you add your vegetables.
Right.
And then you top it off with a chocolate turtle.
Well,
But see how easy that, and you know, they're just light and just bite size and excellent.
they smell just like brownies. Like
And
we've
it
been
didn't take us a
slaving,
bit, yeah.
but it went very quick.
Yeah, very
About a
quick,
minute there.
yes.
And I'd like to thank Aunt Nettie for allowing us to use her waffle iron. We're going to have to name that thing. And for the recipe, again, that Grandma started.
Yes.
And it's a family recipe. And also for our beef stroganoff recipe, thank you, Aunt Ninetta. To get these recipes, go to our website, www.ctctel.com, and please submit your recipe for us to cook for you. We'd also like to thank the Workshop as our sponsor. Thank you so much and have a great day.